Dr. Lee, thank you for being with us today. So a lot of students are talking about this relief funding that has hit Fresno State with $46 million. How do we know exactly how this works and if we qualify for this?
Yeah, so this is a part of the American Relief Funding. This is the third round of HERF funding for students. So the 43 million is being split roughly 50-50 for fall and spring term. So for students, there was an email yesterday that was sent out from the president. There are going to be 3 categories. For categories 1 and 2, it is going to be based off of your EFC. So if you submitted a FAFSA or a California Dream Act, it will be pulling off your EFC and your enrollment as of October 4th. So October 4th isn't here yet, but October 4th, we will run a report, whatever your enrollment status is, full-time, part-time, that's how we will allocate your awards. There is also a category 3. So if you didn't file a FAFSA and you still have need, so you don't have an EFC, but you have need, because there are students who still have need who didn't fill out a FAFSA. We will be sending those eligible students a survey on October 5th, and all they have to do is fill out the survey indicating what their need is for, and they will get an award. We will review it, and if they're eligible, they get a reward on October 11th.
Okay, is there a specific amount that each student receiving this funding will be getting?
I should clarify, category 3, they will get their funding on October 18th. Categories 1 and 2 will get theirs on the 11th. And remind me your question again.
Is there a specific amount that each student will be receiving? Like, will everyone be receiving the same amount, some more than others, depending on need? How does that work?
Some more than others. So the priority of funding is for the neediest student. So the students who have an EFC of 0, or EFC of 0, they would get the largest amount. I think their amounts are right now, so don't quote me, this isn't final because we have to run our enrollment report on October 4th. But as of right now, we're anticipating that for category 1s, if you're a full-time student, you get $1,400. If you're a part-time student, you get $700. If you have an EFC of below 5,846, so they're called what we consider Pell eligible. They're considered still low income, but they don't have an EFC of 0. They get $500 for part-time, $1,000 for full-time. And anyone outside of that, if you're not in categories 1 and 2, but you have need, they can get between $300 to $600.
Okay, so students will be broken down into 3 separate categories.
Yes.
How do we know, or how can we find out or verify which category, for example, am I in? How would I find that?
So you would have to know what your EFC is. So let's say your EFC is 200. So then you know that you fall in category 2. It's going to be based on how many units are you enrolled. So if you're an undergraduate student and you're enrolled in 12 units, you'd be considered a full-time student in category 2. So you would get $1,000.
Okay. And when can students that are approved, because you said there is an application being sent out October 5th, right?
Only for category 3.
For category 3.
Yes, for categories 1s and 2s, those are automatic. We will determine who you are, and we would send those awards to you on October 11th. So there's nothing that those students have to do.
So the biggest thing is look out for your email to be sure that you are getting up-to-date information from the financial aid office. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay. Is there a reason why some students are getting money and others aren't? Is it just solely based on need?
It is mostly based off of need. So the students who won't get any funding are students who may be in category 3 who feel like they don't have a need. They don't have a financial need. So they don't fill out that survey, then they wouldn't get the money. But if they have a need, say, oh, well, I'm paying for internet expenses, that's a COVID-related expense, they could request for that funding. We will review it. And then if they were eligible, they would get that award on the 18th of October.
Okay. And then this is also applying to the next semester in spring 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, spring will be another round of funding. The amounts are going to still be to be determined because enrollments in spring are a little lower than the enrollments in fall. So we don't know what those amounts are, but roughly the same process will happen.
Well, we are grateful that we even have this opportunity to continue, with our studies through COVID and have the help from the university. So thank you for your time today and for everything that you do for us.
You're welcome.